it's Laura, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a DIY Bulbasaur planter. First things first, I'm well aware that this is not Bulbasaur, but it's the only Pokemon plushie that I have at the moment, so it's going to have to do. And I'm pretty sure this idea is 100% unoriginal, but because I'm an unoriginal bitch, I thought, why not, let's just go for it. So the theory behind this is you're going to have a metal tin can, and then you're going to paint it to look like the body of Bulbasaur. You're going to place a plant inside of the tin can, and that's going to be like his little bulb on top. You're going to need one tin can, acrylic paint and primer, paintbrushes of course, and you're going to need a succulent and soil to plant your succulent in the can. I recommend getting a succulent just because they usually stay greener and they're very easy to care for, so if you're like me and you can't remember for the life of you to water your plants, you can come back to this in like 500 years and your succulent will still be just as new as it was the day you got it. This is a great gift for any Pokemon lovers or nerdy people in your life, or just for yourself. I actually made the one that I'm making in the video a Christmas gift for my sister. So without further ado, let's just head right into it. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is get a tin can just like this. Any tin can will do. I actually got mine from work. We have hot fudge cans and they just throw them away, believe it or not. They don't even recycle, so I just stole mine. So that's great. And we're basically going to prime it to look like this can that I had already done. I like to use this white spray paint that has a chalk finish. Priming your can is important because your acrylic will most likely just peel right off if you don't rough it up a little bit. That's what she said. And then just go ahead and spray paint your can. You're most likely going to have to do this several times and create several different layers. And of course you're going to want to do multiple coats because as you can see you will have dripping and or bare spots because the can is so slippery at first. So just make sure that you cover it well. To be honest, the dripping doesn't even matter that much because we're going to paint over it anyway, but it will help make it a more smooth coat. And then you're going to want to get some paint. As you can see, this is horrifying. Wow. This is disgustingly old paint, as you can tell by the clumps, but any color will do as long as it's somewhat close to this. And so you're just going to want to Google Bulbasaur because internet and look at a reference image. It's definitely going to help. And just start off with painting your can. And then using a pencil, you can just go ahead and sketch out Bulbasaur's prominent features like his eyes, his mouth, his nostrils, where his ears are, his feet, and his little claws. If you don't think you're good enough to just freehand this, not saying that I'm good, but if you think that the world is going to explode if you try to freehand this, then you can of course make like a little stencil by printing out a photo of Bulbasaur. the first color, other than, of course, his regular body color, I go for the white, and you're going to paint in the whites of his eyes as well as the white in his teeth. And then, as you'll see, you're also going to want to use the white to provide a little bit of highlights. This is going to help make Bulbasaur appear more 3D, such as shading around the ears and the feet. And then we're gonna go in with the turquoise, bluish color, whatever you can find. As you can see, I initially had this olive green color, but it wasn't really working for me, so I switched it up. And you're just gonna wanna go ahead and paint his spots. And then you're going to mix some red and some white to make a nice salmon pink color, and that's going to be the color for his tongue. And then you're also going to use that crimson color again and fill in the rest of his mouth. For the eyes, I just used the crimson but added a little bit of purple because his eyes were not the same color as his mouth as I initially thought. They actually had a little bit of a purple hue to them. So it really is just a lot of playing around with colors until you find something that you think is pretty accurate to the actual Bulbasaur color scheme, whatever the fuck it's called. And then you're going to get a thin brush and use some black, and you're just going to start outlining all of the things. Just outline, around the mouth, the eyes, everything like that. Outlining is, in my experience, what really pulls cartoon or animated characters together. So make sure you do a good job, no pressure. Also, make sure you don't forget his little claws. And a neat trick that I did here is I used the black to contour some more, and I painted around his feet and his ears to give it a bit of a curve so that it doesn't just look like his whole body is shaped like a cylinder, because that is an unrealistic goal right there. Take a darker blue. I actually have this metallic blue shade that I really like for many things, and what I do with it, I water it down just a teeny bit, and then I apply it almost like makeup. You're kind of contouring the cup in order to give a more 3D or lifelike appearance. Just like outlining, this really pulls together your creation, makes it look all the more better. And I highly recommend you practice this if you're not good with blending out or creating shading in your paintings. But this is just a technique that I really love, and I feel like it truly makes it look better. And then you can just go ahead and erase any pencil marks that are still there. Then last but not least, just coat that with a clear top coat. And here you go, you have your beautiful Bulbasaur planter with that amazing succulent right in top there. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch the whole tutorial. I hope that you found it helpful, or at the very least, entertaining. If you're looking forward to any more nerdy or geeky inspired crafts and creations, please consider hitting that subscribe button and like button, and share it to your friends.
If you have friends
Unlike me, and I'll see y'all soon. Gah!